Now, you might want to use a config file if you wanted to keep things like passwords or file locations hidden in the actual script and saved elsewhere. So if we come into Jupyter Notebooks now, at the top we've got a way of finding the current working directory. So the reason I've put that in at the top is you want your config file to be in the same location as where the Python script is running from. So I've done that, and that's there for you if you need it. We'll come on into the main part of the script where we've got importing these three libraries here. So they'll be used to interact with the Excel document that we're going to get to in a bit, and importing the JSON library because we're going to be using the JSON config file. So in this bit here, my file is called config.json, as you can see there. So we're going to open that up, and we're going to pass everything from that file into this variables variable here. And you can see how we can use that in the next few steps. So we are going to pass the password that is in that config file to a password variable, and the Excel file location path we're going to pass to this variable here. And then just for clarity, this is what was actually in the config file that we're passing in. So you can see it's just a dictionary with password as Python, which is locking the Excel workbook sheet, and the file location of the top secret document there. So if we come into this code here, what we are doing is essentially opening up an Excel application. We've got these various parameters that we're going to pass in here, and I'll explain them to we've got the Excel file path, which is obviously a variable that we've just been working with, and we have false because we don't want it to be read-only. We do have a password which we're going to enter, and none is there's another option for password if it's to a password to write to the file, but we don't have that. And then again, for this parameter, we are passing in the password. So we're making use of these two variables here. And then we want to print if the workbook is opened successfully. So if we're going to go and work our way through this workbook and pasting in some information, we need to unlock it. So we have the sheet name that we're going to be working with. And then here we're going to unprotect the sheet using the password from the config file. And then once we've unprotected it, we can do what we want. So in here, we've pasted in hello in size 96 Comic Sans into the first cell, because why not? We're then going to save that. So we're saving the workbook. And then we want to know if it's run successfully or not. So we're going to print hello added to the workbook and save successfully. And then here's just in case we have any errors with running the script. And then just a few bits and pieces just to tidy it up, where we make sure that we close the workbook and close the Excel application running. And I've actually just run this script, and you can see the two print statements, they worked. So we got workbook opened successfully, and we got to that stage, and we've got hello added to the workbook and saved successfully. So if I come into here, we now have a top secret document that had nothing on it before, and we now have a great big hello in the first cell. It's then saved, and no one has seen your password or the file location. So yeah, that's just a quick use case for a config file in Python. Cheers.